This is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Today I have a very special treat for you. What we're going to do today is make one of my favorite drinks, and it's called Cactus Cooler. And it's called Cactus Cooler, wait, not because it was on the Flintstones. I think Fred used to drink Cactus Cooler. But this is my personal Cactus Cooler made out of cactus fruits. So these are cactus fruits, also called prickly pears. Sometimes in Mexican markets they call them tunas. But this is not a tuna, this is a fruit that grows on a cactus plant from the desert. So they make these big pads, and yes, you can eat the pads, and you could probably also juice them. I haven't tried that, they're probably not as sweet as the fruits. But these fruits are being sold now in a juice called Nopalinda or something on the infomercials on TV, and they say, oh, this fruit's so good, it's anti-inflammatory, and this, and buy our product. Well, hey, I want to let you guys know that instead of buying products, why don't you guys buy the fruits and use a juicer such as the Omega Vert 330 HD that I'm going to use today to make my own fresh juice. Because let me tell you something, freshest is always bestest. Whether you're making your own fresh juices or making your own baked goods at home, you want to buy whole natural foods and prepare them yourself at home, because then you will get the highest quality and the most nutrition out of these foods provided by nature. So next, let's talk about these cactus fruits. I purchased these cactus fruits at a Mexican market, or also ethnic markets also sell these. When you pick out a cactus fruit, you want to look for, I like the purple variety. There's also a green variety. Sometimes they're just not as ripe and or sweet, although I had some green variety cactus fruits that are really sweet. But I tend to go for the ones that are darkest in color. The darkest in color generally means it has more pigments, and more pigments means more antioxidants for you and for me. So that means it's only going to be healthier for you. But in any case, when you're picking them out, you want to get one that's nice and a solid color, not discolored. There's a couple of these that maybe look kind of bad. They do come off the plant on one end, so if they pluck them off the wrong way, it could be exposed and then it could actually go bad. You normally don't want to handle these, with your fingers if they still have the thorns in them or the little spikes. They'll really get you. So if you buy them like that, sometimes they come with the spikes on them. You want to handle them with some tongs and not be picking them up like this, because those things could definitely get literally under your skin and hurt a lot. So the prickly pear cactus is really high in vitamin C. Definitely good to get a lot of vitamin C in our diets. We need vitamin C. Definitely can make your skin nice, soft, and supple because it helps with the collagen formation. It also has calcium and magnesium in the prickly pear fruit. Also has lots of flavonoids, and the flavonoids and antioxidants, so it may be good also for inflammation. Plus, they're just really cool. The problem with the prickly pear fruit is that they have all these hard little seeds. Now, you don't want to be chewing up the seeds. You might actually break your teeth. They're pretty hard. Now, you can't swallow the seeds. They'll probably go through your hole, but I don't like doing that, and that's where the Omega VRT 330 HD is going to come in. It's literally going to separate the juice from the fiber and the seeds in here, so we can get just the juice and the deliciousness of the juice. But not only am I going to juice the prickly pears, we're going to add something else into it to make this a cactus cooler, because it's not just cactus juice. We're going to add one of my favorite foods. This is a coconut. So this is a Thai coconut, and we're going to add the coconut water in when I make the cactus cooler, because the coconut water is going to give it some sweetness. The cactus fruits, while they can be sweet, they're usually not so sweet. So if you're going to do the cactus fruits, I definitely would recommend maybe juicing cactus fruits and some oranges together. That would actually make a nice combination. So next we need to prepare the tunas or the cactus fruit, and how we're going to do this is very simply, we're going to take a knife, a paring knife, and we're going to cut off the two ends. We're going to put it on the cutting board, and we're going to simply cut off the two ends of the cactus fruit. Once you cut off the two ends, then you could cut down the middle here, and once you cut down the middle, you could basically push this down a little bit, and what'll happen is you can literally roll the fruit out. And look at this dark, deep, rich red fruit. I mean, you want to be eating foods of color. Foods of all different colors. Eat the rainbow is what I like to say, because every food that has a different color has different antioxidants and different nutrients, micronutrients and trace minerals and everything that's just so good for us. And you know what? Nutrition comes from nature. Every animal on earth eats plants and foods out of nature, except us. We eat so many processed foods that, in my opinion, aren't so healthy. And we want to get back to nature and eat nature's foods, and that's where the Omega Vert 330 HD comes in. It allows us to eat more of these fresh fruits and fresh vegetables that are so good for us. So let's go ahead and peel the rest of this one. As you can see, nice and simple. Came off. There's one cactus fruit, and let's go ahead and take the skin off the rest of them. So I've already basically took the skin off 3 of them. Another way to do it is, once again, you can just take the cactus fruit. Once again, you're going to cut off the ends. Very simple, very easy. And then you could actually stand the cactus fruit up and just basically use a paring knife and pare off the skin. Now, if you do it this way, you're going to keep a little bit more of the rich, delicious red flesh of this fruit. If you peel it the way I did, you know, there's some significant parts of flesh that comes off when you peel it, but you know what? That is a lot easier. So for the rest of these, I'm going to peel it this way to preserve most of the fruit, because you know there's not a lot to these fruits. All right, there you go. Nice and easy. Now, once again, these are cactus fruits, and these have a nice dark pigment, so these can stain. So if you're wearing nice clothes, you want to be careful or put on some grubby clothes. So that's the last one. Next, we're going to go ahead and going to cut these guys in half. So I just got this cut up, and if you look really closely there, you can see like some little black dots in there, and those are the little black seeds. Now, once again, you can eat the seeds, but you probably won't be able to chew them up, and they may break your teeth because they're actually kind of hard, and that's where the juicer comes in. It separates the juice from the fiber and the seeds. So I like it a lot. And I've chosen to use the Omega Vert 330 HD juicer today because it pretty much does the best of most of the juicers we offer at discountjuicers.com on juicing fruits and overall a wide variety of things. Now, if you want to juice like one thing in particular, John, I want to juice carrots. Maybe this juicer isn't the best for juicing all or a lot of carrots. Maybe a centrifugal ejection is a juicer I'd recommend. Maybe you say, hey John, I want to juice a lot of wheatgrass and leafy green vegetables, but everything else too. Then maybe the Omega 8004 or 8006 would be better. But if you say, hey John, I want to juice a little bit of everything, and that's where this guy comes in. You can pretty much put most things in here, and it's going to do a great job. Be sure to check my other videos on YouTube where I actually demonstrate using the Omega Vert juicers, juicing all different kinds of things so you can see exactly how it works. Well, without further ado, let's start juicing these cactus pears. Once again, turn the machine on, just drop it in there. You can hear the machine only crush up some of the seeds. I mean, this is really dark red stuff. And you can see on one side the juice already starting to come out. Now, it's not really thin like a really juice, you know, it's a little bit more of a nectar consistency. But you know what, that's quite alright, because if you were juicing this with some orange, that would make it, you know, a little more juicier or liquid consistency. And what we're going to do at the end is we're going to add in some delicious coconut water, man. This is going to be one of my favorite treats to make. You could hear the juicer literally work to crush up all the seeds and expel the pulp. Now the juicer is separating the juice and all the fiber and the seeds. So you don't have to, because if you think about it, we are nothing more or less than juice extractors ourselves. We eat a food, whether it's cactus pears or whatever, and out from one side comes liquids, right? And out the other side comes the solid waste products. So here it is, the solids and the liquids. But what you didn't know and what you may not know is that our bodies could only absorb nutrients that are in a liquid state. Our little villi in our intestines, basically our little hair-like strands. You can think of them like your nose hairs. And the nutrients literally float by, the liquid nutrients float by the nose hairs or the villi, and the villi basically get the nutrients out of the juice or out of the liquids, and that gets into your bloodstream so that you can be healthy. And when you're juicing, basically you make it a lot easier for your body to get those nutrients that you need to be healthy. So I mean, we're almost done juicing the cactus pears. Looking real good. Juicer's making some noise, but man, you can see this pulp here. It's actually fairly dry. We're getting like all the seeds separated out. So definitely really good. Another question might come up, hey John, you're separating the seeds out of the cactus pear. Well, it will separate seeds out of raspberries and blackberries. Well, no, this isn't the right machine for that. Those seeds are actually too small for this to be effective. You might want to look into like a tomato strainer. So it looks like we're all done, and wow, just not that many cactus pears. we made a whole bunch of cactus juice. Now you could drink that straight. Once again, this is a nectar, nice and thick, but we're gonna take it to the next level. We're gonna take our young Thai coconut right here, and we're gonna open the coconut. So to open the coconut, there's many ways to do it. I like to do it the safest way possible with a standard chef's knife. We'll put the coconut on its side, and we're gonna cut off the coconut husk on the top of the coconut. Enough cutting to all the husk off to expose the hard shell. And there we go. You can see the hard shell now. Then all we simply need to do is take the knife, stick it into the hard shell, raise your hand up to the level of the back end of the knife and tap. The knife will tap in, you can let go. Then you're going to turn down the knife to be parallel with the table, and then ride the motorcycle, vroom, vroom, and rock your hand back and forth. So what will happen here is basically the top will pop off. Just like that. So real simple, real easy. You lose minimal water when you're doing it this way. So the next thing we need to do is we need to pour this water into the juicer. But if we do that, we're going to lose a lot of the valuable water. This valuable water, coconut water, is high in electrolytes and definitely really good and delicious for us. So we're going to take a standard blender carafe here. So what I'm going to do now is we're just going to take the coconut and flip it over into the blender carafe so we don't lose any liquid. Just like that. I've had lots of practice. And then next we're just going to take this coconut water, 100% coconut water, put it through the machine. Now you could also do this with water that will water down your juice, but I want to do this with the coconut water because we have the added benefits of the electrolytes and the sweetness, the natural sweetness of this coconut water coming into our Cactus cooler. This also helps to serve to clean the juicer out a little bit. So after you use the Omega Vert juicer, juicing anything, you could always take a pitcher of water and pour it through. This will dilute your juice a little bit, or you can take out your juice catch cup, and this will kind of dislodge some of the things in the juicer to make it easier to clean. So we're going to go ahead and we're pouring only a little bit of the coconut water in at a time to kind of let it go through the machine and clean it out. You can see it's almost coming out clear now. So that's definitely a good thing. We're just going to go ahead and pour the last bit of the coconut water in. So that was all the coconut water. Let's go ahead and turn this machine off and see what we got. I'm going to go ahead and take a straw here. Now this is a little bit thick at the bottom, so we're going to mix this up because once again it came out more of a puree or a nectar than an actual juice. So we're going to mix this all together, and man, this is literally 4 cups of fresh Cactus cooler made with the fresh Nepalese cactus fruit and the young coconut water, man, and I can't wait to drink it. That gave me shivers on my spine. It is so delicious. You gotta try it. So delicious and nutritious, once again, with nature's foods and the Omega Vert 330 HD juicer that makes it possible. Once again, this is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.